think probably the main one would be the influence of social media. So social media affects young people's thinking on entrepreneurship activities in two ways. Firstly, because they see a lot of their friends or people that they know making money as social media influencers or content makers. So they think that they can make a business out of this themselves. It means be a social influencer, be part of the social media ecosystem and that is your entrepreneurship role. So that's one. Second thing is, I think because of social media, there are a lot more people who are exposed to different business opportunities out there. And I think that's why young people think that these are quite cool opportunities to try something different. Yeah. So social media is one. Second thing is, I think the presence of a lot more funding opportunities. That means we're talking about private equity, we're talking about venture capital, we're talking about equity crowdfunding. So there are a lot more funding opportunities compared to before. And of course, some people, some entrepreneurs get funded because their parents are willing to fund their activities, right? So, so I think that's probably another reason. The greater availability of funding for this kind of enterprises that makes young people want to get involved in entrepreneurship. And I think the third and final reason is because young people these days, they are much more independent minded. They don't want to work for a company for the rest of their lives. So because of this, rather than to work for one company for the rest of their life, some young people chose the path of entrepreneurship instead. So they have the different kind of flexibility. They have the ability to go out there to perhaps raise funds and become quite wealthy through listing or through people buying out your company. So I think, those reasons are what makes it attractive. Can you give a few examples of successful youth-led businesses? Okay, I can think of one that I've been tracking for some time already. They're a social enterprise called Picha Eats, Pichaeats. Have you heard of them before? Picha Eats?
Actually, it's my first time also here.
Oh,
This
okay.
business.
Yeah, you can Google them later. They basically started out as from UCSI University by these three girls, and they wanted to help out refugee communities in their area. And then they realized that actually one way to help them out is actually to give them an independent source of income, because many of them can't work normally since they don't have the necessary work permits. So they asked the refugees to cook something that they like to cook something that they like to eat, and then they would do the packaging, they would do the marketing, and then the refugee groups will get a share of the revenue. Right. So I think that's their model has been quite good. They are making money, and they are also growing their business as well. So that's one example. Yeah.
So how long have their business started actually?
I think they've been around for probably, I'm guessing, about 8 years already.
Oh, that's actually quite already long.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Can
okay,
we
sorry.
move to the
The other
sorry.
one that is successful is My Burger Lab. Have you heard of them before? I'm sure you have, right? My Burger Lab.
I think yes. I think I've heard of that business before. My burger
Yeah,
lab.
so they
It's
have
actually
quite a
quite
lot of
nice.
they have quite a lot of outlets, and started by a group of Sunway students, I think. And yeah, they grew into a business, big, with a lot of outlets, and then they sold it to a private company who wanted to invest in them. Yeah. So young people are much more savvy about is using technology, using social media, using apps to be able to do their marketing, to market to a larger audience rather than just the people that they know and in their near vicinity. That's one. I think secondly is in the way they try to organize themselves using digital tools to be able to structure their businesses, to be able to even hire people to manage work processes and workflows, right? So I think a lot more digital adoption and digitalization right from the start, by young people. And then probably the third area would be young people actually know the importance of the importance of making use of the data that you generate from your business to be able to sell more to your customers, for example, right? If you know that, oh, this is on the birthday of this person, on the week or month of that person's birthday, you give them a 15% discount for them to shop at your store, for example. And that's using technology to be able to detect the birth month and then automatically send out messages, whether it's WhatsApp, SMS, or email, to these target to these customers of yours, in order to be able to reach out to them and have a personal touch, so that they will remember you later. Okay, in contrast to more seasoned entrepreneurs, what advantage do you think new entrepreneurs have that are primarily important? A few. I think new entrepreneurs, they know the younger market better, whereas seasoned entrepreneurs, they are seasoned, they're out there probably a bit too long already. They may not know the new tastes that are being experienced and valued by younger people. So that's one advantage. I think second advantage is that young people are much more flexible in terms of being able to pivot if, let's say, one business idea does not succeed. So if, let's say, your whatever F&B business that you're doing, for example, it's not good because that particular product range people are not willing to buy. Let's say you're doing halal dim sum, and somehow the market doesn't take to it, then you'll have to quickly pivot to another product so that you don't keep on losing money, right? So I think young people are quite entrepreneurial in that way lah. Yeah.
Yeah, for this one, I think there's a lot that the government has done. As I mentioned earlier, it started from the education system. So the exposure to entrepreneurship, to businesses has been there for quite a long time already. And I think at IPTs, universities, the entrepreneurship course is a mandatory course, I think, for everyone to take, isn't it? Oh, I got a. Did they have it at Taylor's? I'm not sure about Taylor's, but I think at public universities, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a compulsory course for students to take. So that is one of the initiatives that how the government basically is promoting entrepreneurship among the youngsters. And then of course the government also provided or allocated some budget. I think in the most recent budget, Belanja 1 2024, the allocation was about 700 million for the relevant agencies that are looking into youth to help those who wish to venture into new businesses, etc. And then there are also some programs for youth to upskill themselves or increase the capacity by enrolling into various programs, like training program, boot camps, etc. So I think there's some, I think about 20 million or something for, and then we also have under Ministry of Entrepreneurship, where they promote the youngsters to become mobilepreneurs. Also, this one probably those who have not those who came out from the universities, but those who basically went on for certificate courses, etc., where they got some skills to become masseuse or to look after old people, etc. So they will become mobilepreneurs where people can just call them for help and basically get paid for that. So that kind of thing. So there's a lot. If I mean, you could basically search for all this on the website. I think in any ministry there will be some aspect of support for the youngsters, for the youth. Yeah. From successful businessmen, that they have not failed before. Those who are really successful basically have gone through some failures, some form of failures. So basically, the experience, from the failure itself is quite valuable, very valuable for these business people, because eventually they know that the do's and the don'ts in business, the business world. It is something that you can't really learn at school or at universities. Normally, teachers will tell you the good thing, do this and that. But for those who are really in the real world situation, especially in the business world, yeah, failures is something that is expected, I think. Yeah, for those who really want to venture into business, the risk of failing is something that they must expect to happen. Because I think even those people who are close to me within my family also, some of them basically have been losing a lot of money, probably within 2 or 3 attempts before they really could really build up the business. One already touched, right? Yeah, the education system, etc., and basically providing the exposure. Exposure is really important. And another thing that I didn't mention earlier is I'm not sure whether all schools have counselors or not. Sometimes counselors can really help in basically tapping the potential of each student. Because some I'm not sure in Malaysia whether the counseling session is being emphasized or not. But I think in other countries, the counselors do meet with the students. They will call the students and have chit chatting or mingle around with the students, and they would know who basically have the inclination to become independent, who are risk takers, who are really brave to do certain things. So the counselors or teachers who may be involved in that kind of activities may be able to recommend or to nurture those students, recommend for them to be involved in certain activities that would build or enhance the skills. Yeah, when you link this to young entrepreneurs, we have to think of the future. I mean, we are living in a world which is quite old already. A lot of resources have been extracted, and so you can see from the catastrophes that have been happening, the natural disasters. Every year, I think we got floods everywhere in the country, and if you go to other places, there will be more devastation, typhoons, droughts and all this. So you know that the pressure, climatic pressure on the earth is huge. So that's why I think it's very important for us to instill the awareness for young entrepreneurs to look after our mother nature, to ensure we we'll be able to sustain the clean environment, if not making it cleaner, but at least you're not going to make it worse. So that's why young entrepreneurs need to emphasize on sustainability, the social impact, because everyone in the country, be it individuals, families or companies, all of us are living the same world. So we have to, it's a team effort to look after to look after another. So the co-benefits is another keyword that we should think of, because the action of a person may have an impact on another person or on a wider society. So that's why everyone has to think of the aspect of sustainability and also social impact to the environment. I think the main thing is for you to be a risk taker, because risk taker normally is a brave person. Sorry. So be a risk taker, be brave, and do not stop learning things, because all the knowledge is out there. You have your access to the internet, etc. So basically, you can do your own research. You can have R&D on your own, try things, and you have your network. So I think those are the things that really important and then don't be shy. So I'm putting myself. I don't think I'm fit to become a business person, because I don't think I'm that outgoing and thing. So for business people, you need to reach out to everyone, right? So, but through digitalization, probably if you have your approach, whereby some people who are quite introvert have been successful. I've seen those who are successful because of the digitalization. They don't have to really meet the customers in person, because sometimes people are shy to interact face to face to promote their product. So digitalization will basically help, and that's why for this type of person, really have to leverage on the platform and make sure that the market potential is not just within our environment, but much bigger.